Hello and welcome to episode 18 of Tragic 2 Podcast. It's Dan and Sursh here with you, and a very warm welcome to all of our new followers as well across social media. You can get us on at Tragic 2 Pod on Instagram.
I'm laughing. Are you trying to catch flies? Mouth wide open. You all right? Are you all right there?
What did I do?
You were just about to start, but you went to...
I was
sucked in some air.
I was building myself up.
Well, I'm about to take you down. Joking.
That's what I do when I'm about to start reading the news. I go, here we go.
Yeah, that's true. See, I don't know anything about that. Anyway.
Time to tell everybody what they don't want to hear.
Exactly.
Okay, well, anyway, we're going to be talking about, on this show, we're going to be talking about music trends.
Yeah.
Whether they be trends that you look back on now and think, what in the name of God was I thinking? Was it music trends that you're going, I'm actually quite proud of that still?
Yeah.
And on all of that sort of stuff, we're going to be looking through songs that were, number one and big in the charts from when I was born. When you were born, you're slightly older than I am.
How dare you?
Yeah, there you go. Now, you took me down, I'm taking you down with me.
Yeah, but I still look 20.
But first...
Agree with that, please.
You do still look 20.
I'm so sick of people going, yeah, are you 37?
I like the voice note you sent me earlier when you're like, Dan, I'm in bits. Everybody's lying to me. I'm in bits.
I know. That's because I had a cold sore all week on my lip. I'm trying to cover it. Please do not look now. I'm getting everyone to look at it. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's not address that. Okay, so what happened to me earlier on? I went into the gym. I do that occasionally. Mm-hmm. And because we were coming here afterwards. Yeah, occasionally. Sometimes I eat packs of crisps and forget to go. And I'm just a mess in general. So I'm in the gym. I was getting changed there. Everything's grand. Had the hair straightener with me because, girls, they dry their hair and it's a big frizz. You need to straighten it again. So brought the straighteners with me. And I'm not ageist and I've nothing against older women, okay? But
I knew there was a but coming here. I'm not ageist, but
we know they're entitled.
Yeah.
They all think they're bloody entitled to anything and everything. So I'm sitting there doing my makeup and straightening my hair with my hair straightener that I brought to the gym.
Yeah.
Right. These two older women come in, right? I'm doing my makeup. I had finished with my hair straightener, left it beside me. And she said, oh, Dervla, look, they have hair straighteners here as well. Now, I didn't want to shout across and say, actually, that's mine. So I continued doing the makeup and I went off to wash my hands. And when I came back, she was sitting down, straightening her hair with my hair straightener. And she was like, do you mind just giving me a little bit more room to straighten my hair?
Go, fuck.
Sorry, that's actually mine. And she's like, no, this is the gym's. And I was like, no, that's definitely mine. I brought that here today. And she's like, well, would you mind if I just did my hair? Now, I got so awkward. I said, no worries. So she's straightening her hair beside me and just acting like she's entitled to do this.
It was either straighten her hair or I'll give you a straightener.
Nobody our age would do that. They would not come in and assume there's hair straighteners.
Gym is so bougie that they have a fucking hair straightener.
I do know one.
Really?
I do know one. Eden one, actually. That was no pun intended. Eden one is a gym.
Yeah.
They have hair straighteners. I went there on a spa day before. My God. But she's not paying that price.
A spa thing is different.
It's different.
Than your typical gym would have changed room.
Fair enough. She saw one hair straightener. She thought maybe that I can use it. There was no one there to tell me otherwise. But when I came back and said, no, that's mine. And she just said...
Well, hang on. Did you not just say you said no worries?
She was in the middle of straightening her hair. I can't be like, give me that back.
It's like, sorry, you can go and shit with yourself.
I know, but she was just acting like it was her right to do that. So just let her.
See, this is.
But I hated her internally. I was looking at her going, "You're a key back."
See, this is also where you're really awkward with confrontation.
Hate confrontation. I hate it. I'm like dying inside, but I'm like, that's fine.
Like, if you won the Euro Millions and somebody came along and went, actually, I'll take $1 million out of that, you go, yeah, okay.
I'm like, well, actually, I kind of needed that, but yeah, sure, take it. Will you give it back to me, though? I know. Anyway, she used the hair straightener and she tried to have a chat with me and she went off. And then
So did you tell her at all that was...
Well, I told her it was mine.
Yeah.
And she just continued using it. She just said, well, is it okay that I just use it?
What a bitch.
And I was so shocked that I just said...
No, she would not have gotten as far as putting her hair in it if it was me.
Yeah, what are you going to say? Sorry, that's mine.
Get your bleeding own.
Yeah, but she didn't have any.
For a start.
She thought it was gems. She'd already started. You can't. She was already a few strands of hair in. You can't have one side straight and then a big bush on the other side. Like,
why not?
Oh, no,
Monica Geller, it's the humidity.
Awkward. It's just the fact that they feel they can actually sit there and have no qualms about it, just straightening their hair with your stuff and not care. Like, again, your age group, my age group, if we went in there, nobody is going to take your hair straightener. And if they found out it was yours, they certainly wouldn't keep going. They'd be like, I am so sorry. Here it is.
And what was the sort of the age of this woman?
I'd say she's about 65.
Oh, like, so she was a proper
She had the bob. She had the Karen bob. Yeah, she was, completely white. There was no need for, like, who's she trying to impress? I'm sorry. But the pressure that we have on us at this age to still actually make an effort. When you're 65, nobody cares.
Yeah.
I know my mom won't like to hear me saying that because...
But you kind of know with looking at our ones that what sort of mood they're in, whether they have the Karen...
Yes.
Thing or whether their hair is down.
I know.
If their hair is up, you know they're having a bad day.
She wasn't having a bad day, but she had a day of this.
Oh, she would have had a very bad day had you been me and she's using my hair straightener.
Yeah, but then you'd be accused of bullying an older woman. You can't do that.
Not bullying, you're reclaiming what's yours.
I know, but anyway, it was plugged in and everything. Look, it's done now.
You wouldn't have been doing very well now with Michael Collins back in the day trying to reclaim Ireland. No, sorry, it's okay, Queen and King and Queen, you take it.
Speaking of Phil Collins, we are talking music today. You just got me thinking of the year that I was born. What song came out?
Sorry, when did I mention Phil Collins?
You just did there. Did you not say Phil Collins?
What?
Did he say Phil Collins?
No.
Did you not say Phil Collins?
Nobody once mentioned. My mind has just gone.
Hang on a second.
Sorry, did I just fall asleep?
Did you not just say that?
No.
Holy shit. I just imagined you saying.
You could be. Speaking of Phil Collins.
Oh my God. Are you serious? Did you actually not say that?
I said Michael Collins.
Oh, I thought you said Phil Collins.
There's a bit of a difference.
They're not really
Michael Collins
though,
fought
are they?
for Ireland. Phil Collins didn't want to hurry love.
Oh, fuck. Oh my God, I was convinced you said Phil. I was like, that's a nice segue.
Speaking of Phil Collins, I genuinely thought I actually, because like I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning.
Michael Collins can't sing. You don't know that. You don't know that, do you?
But that's not the point that I was making.
I know it's not the point that you were making.
I was like, you wouldn't have been very good with Michael Collins back in the day trying to fight for Ireland. Speaking of Phil Collins. Fucking hell.
Look, I didn't sleep last night either, okay?
I genuinely thought I actually fell asleep there for a second.
I obviously don't care about history at all. At all, actually. All I care about is interesting people like Phil Collins. So can we talk about the right one? Okay.
No, you just have to wait.
Don't sing. You can't sing. Remember, you're as bad as me. But okay, speaking of Phil Collins, yay! What are we talking about today? We're talking music.
We're talking music.
And what year was I born? Do you remember?
You were born in 1985.
Dan, come on. That's pure rude.
That's what would have made you.
That's rude.
Okay.
That is rude.
Sorry, we go again.
Go again.
1990.
You were born in 1990.
Yeah, but sorry.
I'm older than you. I'm not that much older than you.
You've just given out to me for saying that you were older than me.
I'm not 5 years older than you.
You are.
I'm not like 40.
Sorry. I keep thinking I'm just 30. Never mind.
Oh my God. Anyway, I was born in 1988, just about.
I don't count the COVID years. So technically I am 30.
Oh, actually, that would mean I am born in 1990.
Yeah.
But that's just a complete lie. Anyway, so I wanted to ask you what the biggest artist was in 1990. Mine was Phil Collins.
Was that You Can't Hurry Love?
No,
I Can Feel It in the Air Tonight?
A groovy kind of love.
Oh, right, okay.
A groovy kind of love.
That's a good song.
That was September 1988 when I entered the world. Of course.
When Sursh came along.
When I came along to ruin everyone's life. Anyway, what was yours?
Mine was slightly more upbeat as well, right?
Okay.
Vanilla Ice.
Oh, Ice Baby.
Ice Baby. Dun, dun, dun,
you got a way cooler song than me.
Yeah.
See, I hated the 80s music. I thought the 80s music was shite.
Oh no, I love the 80s.
No, it's too slow and boring and depressing.
The 80s.
Really depressing music. It kind of reminds me of you know, the time women stayed at home and cooked and cleaned and just did nothing, and men worked and told the women what to do, and then they listened to Phil Collins, and it's just boring.
Ice Ice Baby was when, so I was in November of 1990.
That's when the good music began.
And, I'm looking at best-selling singles of 1990 in Vanilla. I thought I saw Vanilla Ice in November. Yes, it was. It was in November 1990. But also big in 1990, which actually surprises me because I didn't think it was that old. Sinead O'Connor's Nothing Compares to You.
Oh, that's a great tune, actually.
Nothing compares.
No one needs to hear that. But I think the 90s was the start of the good music.
You see, the 90s had an awful lot of shite as well.
It did not have a lot of shite.
No, the 90s had more shite than the 80s.
Okay, let's take it back to the kind of defining moments in music that you were like, yes.
Let's take it back.
I'm here. I have existed in this world and this is me. Spice Girls, obviously. That was what, 94, 95?
So, do you see, a lot is going to start becoming very obvious about me now in a moment. Do you remember Spice World?
Oh, do I remember it? I had it on tape. I watched it about 150 times.
Yeah, but did you go to the cinema to see it?
Did I? I feel like I did. I have a very bad memory. I think I did.
I remember going to the cinema to see it.
My
mother brought me.
Your mother? Okay, yeah. And is that when you knew that you were?
No.
You still didn't know?
I mean, it's like when you say, oh, you know, I won't tell anybody if I win the lotto, but there'll be hints.
There'll be really obvious signs. Yeah, okay. Mom, can we go to Spice World? Okay, no worries.
And my favourite Spice Girl being Emma Bunton was...
Yeah, but did you fancy Emma Bunton?
I kind of did,
yeah. You see, I think everybody did. It was either Baby Spice or Posh Spice. I was Posh Spice.
Victoria.
I loved her.
Victoria.
I still love her. I'm obsessed. From the age of, 6, 7.
Did anybody fancy Mel C or B?
I was afraid of them. Because I hated sport, so I hated to.
What was the other one?
Know
Jerry.
Sport. And then she was Ginger Spice. And again, being Irish, being ginger at the time was a bad thing. We didn't want to be associated with ginger people. So I didn't like her. I didn't like Scary Spice because she was scary. And I didn't like Sporty Spice because I hated sports. So it was Posh Spice for me. And I had a giant poster over my bed. And I worshipped the ground she walked on. I absolutely idolised her.
And actually, do you know what? I have, there's a few regrets, right? But one of my regrets, and it was only a couple of years ago because we were working in the same radio station. Do you remember when Spice Girls came back?
Yes.
And they played at Croke Park?
Oh, yeah.
And I remember an email going around going, if anybody would like advance tickets to Croke Park, let me know, and blah, blah, blah. And so... genuinely, the feckin' Egypt that I am, I thought that these tickets were like freebies.
I would give my left arm to go and see them.
Yeah, but I thought these were freebies. So
why
I said,
would you ever think anyone would give you any tickets to the Spice Girls?
Because it was a radio station. Like, these things would fly.
Yeah, but these are hot tickets. It's like saying
I know, but
Taylor
I didn't
Swift
know that.
Nowadays. You're not going to get a ticket even in the station.
I'm sure people in radio stations are getting freebies for Taylor.
They are not.
Tay.
They absolutely are not. Continue. So they weren't free.
So I apply. I said, yeah, I'll have one, please, because I'm not missing the Spice Girls reunion at Croke Park. I'm just not.
Yeah.
And I remember the email coming back from Buddy going, that'll be $95.50, and I went, what the fuck?
And you didn't take it?
$95.50. I wasn't even being paid $95.50 at that point.
I can't remember where I wasn't in the country when they came here because I would have been going. I would have paid anything. Literally anything.
And I didn't. I went, yeah, no.
And you passed up on that.
I passed up on it. And then I remember looking at home and seeing people on their stories and people putting up on social media.
Amazing.
And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I missed that.
But I remember being a child, thinking like famous people back then, because you only ever saw them on TV. There was no such thing as social media. So you saw them on TV. I didn't think they were real.
Yeah.
So I had this idea that, the Spice Girls weren't actually real people. And I remember...
they were just a hologram.
Yeah, hologram, literally. And I remember my mom saying, oh, they're playing The Point.
Yeah.
Will I try and get tickets? And I'll never forget this. I was probably 7 or 8. And I thought, what do you mean they're playing The Point? She was like, they're coming over to Ireland. And I was like, as in, like, they're going to be there? As in, I could see them in person. She was like, yes. We didn't get the tickets. I was devastated.
Oh no.
But like I couldn't. It was the first time I really understood that these people are real. They were
Say you'll be there.
every song. I remember the one they recorded in Dublin. The video for it. Stop
they?
right now. Yeah, I think it was in Stony Batter.
No way.
Yes way. Again, why did no one tell me this?
I didn't know that either.
No one brought me down to see them
Well,
record
Victoria
that.
Beckham has quite a great affinity to this country because she got married here.
She did. She did get married here.
Up
I
in
still love her.
Lutchellstown.
Still love her to this day.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were definitely probably the first band that I just lost my mind with. And when they broke up and everything, the devastation. I cried and cried and cried.
I didn't cry. I remember being like, oh, that's a bit shit, isn't it?
No, I couldn't get over that. Absolutely couldn't.
Because you see, it was Ginger that started it. She left.
Yeah.
And then there was the four of them.
Yeah.
And then they were like, meh.
Well, it never is the same, is it?
No, it never is.
It's not
No,
the same.
No, you're one Spice Girl down, and that's just the beginning of the end.
But like, again, they left and then it was like, who do we move on to? And at this point, they were, all the S Club 7 and the...
Their last song wasn't Mama, was it?
No.
Because there was
it not Viva Forever?
Ah, that's
Viva
what
Forever,
it was.
yeah. Very sad. I mean, if you listen to their album now, you'd be bawling crying. Yeah, okay, now don't, because I actually will start crying. But anyway, they moved on, and then next minute it's S Club.
Oh,
and we have
God.
to talk about S Club 7 here, okay?
Do we?
Now, don't get me wrong, I would have played their, like, you'd go every Christmas to get your now hits, whatever it was. And they would be on it. And I wouldn't skip past. I'd listen to the songs. They were fine. They were grand. You went to see them.
No.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And that is the moment you knew you were gay.
It wasn't even then either.
Who brought you to S Club 7 and why did you go? What did you wear? Did you wear...
My
You know the way
mother-
they used to have the merch? You'd get like the t-shirt.
She could have just said no. I mean,
Did your sister go with you?
no.
No, she didn't
I think
even
my
want to
sister was only like a baby at this point.
No, that's what you say to yourself to
But
make you feel better.
This was a Christmas present,
Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow.
and
Oh, wow.
and with apologies.
How old were you?
I was
Don't say
probably-
you're double digits,
no,
please.
No,
now.
I was 11.
Yeah, you were double digits. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, you were too old.
And with apologies to my cousins who also ended up being dragged.
Against their will.
My cousins were older than me, and they were dragged to S Club 7 in the Point.
Did you do the dances? You did, didn't you?
Oh, the whole
No, you didn't.
reaching
no.
for the stars
No,
and all.
you didn't. Did you? Did you do that?
Well, I mean,
You didn't just stand there with your little glow stick. Oh, Dan.
Mother, you could have just told me no.
You should have told him no.
Yeah.
At least there's no evidence. Do you know what I mean? If that was today, you'd be...
Thankfully,
Yeah.
there is no evidence other than this podcast that I have ever been to an S Club 7 concert.
But like that would have been around the time of, Michael Jackson being... I know he was huge in the 80s, but like Michael Jackson, and then remember that... what was it called? And the video was a little boy going backwards doing like the moonwalk and stuff like that. That's going to annoy me.
That wasn't Ali, was it?
No.
Oh, Billie Jean.
No.
Oh.
It wasn't Michael
Billie
Jackson,
Jean
but it was like...
1985.
Anyway, I can't remember. But like around the Bloodhound Gang era of like You and Me Baby Ain't Nothing But
like-
Mammals. Great tune. So while you were on S Club 7...
S Club 7 was probably about 2000 or 2001,
Yes.
I think.
Around the time I
And
was
actually,
listening to Filth.
It wasn't too long after that gig that S Club 7 disbanded.
Yes, Daniel. Yes, for a reason. For a really good reason. Okay?
What? Because I went to them.
Yes. Because you shouldn't be
off.
going to S Club 7. Okay? Anyway, I'm just putting it out there. There was only 3 years between us, but there was actually 10 years between us mentally at that stage,
Mentally.
right? So yeah, I was on a totally different path, What was that? Give It To Me, Baby, that song?
Give it to me.
Yeah.
Oh, The Offspring.
Offspring.
Yeah.
You loved The Offspring.
I went. So sorry. Here's another gig that I went to. Here's the discrepancy in terms of gig that
Okay,
I
but
went
now
to.
I would have been listening to them at 12.
So
You were still going to S Club 7, so you took your time.
It's not as if I was going to S Club 7 every fucking week.
You
I
would
went
have.
to S.
If you were able to go.
I went to S Club 7 once.
Mom. For Christmas next year, can we go to Tesco 7 again? No, Dan, you can't.
No, so I was, I'd say I was probably about 13 or 14, and I won tickets to Offspring in the Point on 104.
Nice.
And I was there because Give It To Me, that was the only song I knew.
Yeah.
Give it to me, baby. Literally the only song I knew from the Offspring.
You only need the one song.
And at the time, there were I remember in my class in school, there were a load of like rockers, the goths, the fucking,
Yeah, but that was all in at that stage.
That was all in at that stage, yeah. There
Early
were goths
2000s,
everywhere.
yeah.
And I remember going into school the next day going, I won tickets to see the Offspring. And they just looked at me and went, what the fuck? He's going to the Offspring? Him?
Oh, did they think you weren't cool enough to go?
Because I went to S Club 7, obviously
Did
not.
you tell people you went to S Club 7?
I mean, a few people, like, no. So I went to Offspring, but
you went with your mom?
No. With apologies to my auntie,
who
ended up having to take me to Offspring.
Hilarious.
So, in the Point,
yeah,
we weren't seated. We were in the mosh pit.
Oh, how exciting! Did you throw her up?
And did I throw her up?
I guess not.
And instantly,
yeah,
my auntie decided I don't want to be here.
Oh no!
And
she actually let you know.
We ended
she
up.
Left.
Well, it was kind of like I was looking around, going, "Oh, this is actually going to be really awkward."
Okay.
And we ended up convincing one of the security guards to let us go up and sit down.
Oh, how boring! Oh, I would have just said, Auntie, you sit there, I will be back.
So I had various different stages and phases, and like I look back, S Club 7, I am ashamed of.
You should be, yeah.
I am completely.
Did you go to see Steps as well, or
no? Fuck off.
They would have actually been
Steps.
slightly better.
Tragedy.
Oh, yeah. So you knew the dance.
Tragedy.
Yeah. You knew the dance though.
When the feeling's gone.
Oh, but I remember my brother bringing me to Eminem.
Oh my god.
Eminem playing.
I don't think I've ever opened up this much in my life.
Wait a second. I'm trying to think. Where did Eminem play?
Well,
I'm going to say around 2001. 2000?
In and around that time. Because do you remember when the MTV Awards came to Dublin?
Yes.
The MTV Europe
God,
Awards.
Yes.
And like Britney Spears was playing and Marilyn Manson was playing.
Oh, amazing.
And Eminem was there as well.
But Eminem was playing somewhere here. Anyway, my brother dragged me to see.
It would have
not
been the
dragged
point.
me. I dragged my brother, and he was 18 at the time, with me and my other 12-year-old friend, and it was chaos. People hammered, just like like packed.
Oh,
but
and
like,
I'd say the drugs were being passed around.
I wouldn't have had a clue, but oh my God, what a gig!
Yeah,
what a gig! He is just amazing. So my obsession with him started then, and I got out of control, like to the point where I became seriously obsessed, and I would only kiss boys that looked semi like him. So I would only go for someone with like blonde, tight haircuts or like a skinhead.
Oh, actually, speaking of the MTV Awards, right?
Yeah.
That time it came to Dublin, the MTV Europe Awards, I had a neighbour, and she had, so like we were all still kids back around that time as well. And this neighbour was going to the awards. Her dad had managed to get a ticket for her and a cousin, and they went along to the MTV Awards.
Amazing.
But she had us convinced that she had gotten backstage passes.
And she didn't.
This was like, do you remember your thing when you thought you were going to go to Florida and see Keenan and Kel?
Yeah, and they were going to wait for me.
They were going to wait for you, and they were going to sign for your friends. You had a whole list of friends for autographs and stuff like that.
Yes.
So she did a similar kind of deal.
Oh.
So she was like, oh, like who? Like I can get you Jennifer Lopez's autograph, and I can get you Christina Aguilera, and I can get you Britney Spears.
Do you know what we didn't think back then? Like if you were to make up a fib like that, you could always just get someone to write a signature.
But that's what she did.
Oh, did she?
But one of the girls on the road was like really fucking bitchy investigative about this, right?
No.
Was looking at all of the autographs that had been given out.
And they all look the same, did they?
And the L's and the E's were exactly identical. So one was Jennifer Lopez, one was Britney Spears, one was somebody else. And the E's and the L's, and they were exactly the same. So she had obviously spent time in her bedroom,
wow,
writing out these autographs.
But yeah, something I would have done.
I felt sorry because she called her out on it.
Oh, that's so mean. She could have kept lying and said, I didn't. They must all be friends or they write together all the time.
They learn to write the same way.
I don't know. Yeah, but like back then you could get away with that stuff. You can't get away with that today.
So, Missy or S Club 7.
Yeah.
Thingy that I just said.
Eminem?
No, the Rockers.
Offspring.
Jesus. And so my next thing was like this R&B sort of rap phase.
I remember going to Irish college, right? And I was in a texting relationship with a boy. I was 13. So I'd never even kissed him, right? So we were in this relationship and we broke up after the 2 weeks of texting, right? And I remember listening to Ashanti.
Oh,
you know that song?
I know that song. Yeah.
And it was on the, I think now 2001 or 2000, bawling, crying in Irish college with 13 other girls sharing a room. I was like, I feel so heartbroken over this boy. And that was pretty sad. But yeah, the R&B, Ashanti, who else was there? I mean,
Missy Elliott.
That was more hip hop though.
That was more hip hop, yeah. But like I was into, there was a God rest his soul. There was a DJ in FM 104, Tony Dixon, Tony D.
Yeah.
And he had an R&B show on 104.
Absolute legend.
And like I would absolutely religiously make sure that I was home on a Saturday evening to listen to if it's R&B, it's got to be Tony D.
Yes.
And it was just that I had a very nerdy childhood, but I would sit there listening to it, and I actually, when I got working in 104 before the man died, I got to know it because I was doing a Saturday morning and he'd been doing his show, recording his show. Fantastic man. But so that was my thing. And then I, sort of morphed into the likes of Missy Elliott and Sierra.
So good.
Music make me lose control.
But I think we lived for the music videos because that's all we could do. Like
music
MTV was,
lose control.
You would sit there and watch the top 20 songs or whatever, and you'd watch the music videos and try and recreate the dance yourself.
Cute face, chubby waist, thick legs in shape, romp shaking both ways, make you do a double take.
It's just not the same. But I remember doing hip hop classes. That was all huge at the time, doing hip hop, but they were the songs.
Fat Man Scoop, that's what I was trying to think of. I'm sorry.
Fat Man Scoop?
Was that not a thing? No. Are you
thinking of Timbaland?
Dave's nodding. Fat Man Scoop. Fat Man Scoop, Brooklyn Clan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. But that was only one song.
I'm so uncool.
That was only one song.
No, but Fat Man Scoop was on like everything. Wasn't he, Dave? Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah. Oh,
I just remember Fat Man Scoop, just that song.
Fat Man Scoop, Brooklyn.
God,
so good. I am so uncool.
No, I just remember Timbaland.
But that came along then much later.
Oh, that was like 2007. That was like
with Nelly Furtado.
Yeah, Furtado. You sound like an L1.
Like you're a man with the black-eyed chili peppers.
Oh, the green-eyed chili peppers.
That's the one.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, 2007, the year I finished school, Rihanna.
Oh, yeah.
Like, who else was there? Beyonce. Like, these were huge
Destiny's
songs.
Destiny's
Child. But like,
before, obviously.
Sorry, can we just go back to the teenage years?
Yeah.
Britney Spears.
Oh, yeah.
Christina Aguilera.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And then, so Britney came along and then everybody wanted to have blonde hair. Yeah. I think we spoke about that before. Everyone dyed their hair blonde. I even dyed my eyebrows blonde, which is really not a good idea. And then it was like the obsession with her. And then she went a little bit like darker and was doing her Toxic and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then Christina Aguilera. She obviously came on the scene around the same time. And then it was, who do you choose? You had to pick one.
Ain't no other man but you.
And I just loved Christina.
I was in the Christina camp. I was very much team Christina.
When she came out with Dirty, I mean,
that was the song I'm trying to think of.
Like, it was just such a tune.
Do you know, actually, Ed Sheeran came out on a recent podcast and said The Baby One More Time is the best song that was ever recorded.
I heard that. Yeah, he did say that. I mean, hands down, it probably is.
To be fair, yeah.
It probably is. Yeah. But I remember Christina Aguilera, when she came out with Dirty, I was in second year in school, 14. So, of course, that's what we wore to like the likes of clubs and stuff.
Yeah.
Skirts that were tiny.
Non-existent.
And the tops that were tiny. And then the thong that was shoved right up so you could see the strings. It was really not a good look for a 14-year-old. Actually, for anyone, to be honest. But that was, like, they were God to us, really. Yeah. But I think to boys as well, everyone loved them.
Oh yeah. Oh no, like lads went more for Christina than.
Yeah, but then Britney came out with, no, what was it, Slave for You? And then it was like, here,
Yeah.
you can't pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were definitely the teenage years.
Why am I singing?
Yeah,
through
you
this
need to
whole podcast?
stop singing. But then, right, I kind of skipped past the dance era. Like that definitely was. Yeah, but people were either into the hip hop and R&B or the dance music.
I was both.
I wasn't until later.
Yeah.
Like much later, I was like, ooh, dance music
David
is.
Guetta.
But not even that. Like, remember that? I can't say the names of songs properly. It's called Buddy Joe, but I always call it Bobby Joe.
Buddy Joe.
Or maybe it's not Joe. Buddy. I think it is Buddy Joe. But Buddy Joe.
Oh
Kick
my
in the flow.
God.
That song. And of course, shout out to Al Gibbs for Maniac 2000. He wrote some of the lyrics to that song.
Was that not
Mark McCabe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And
Was Al Gibbs on that?
Yes.
Al, fair play to you.
I know. Amazing. So,
Love Al.
like, at that stage.
and like Freaks on Friday.
Yes, that's a show.
Like, no, yeah, but that's a show. But like that show's been on for so long. Like when I was a teenager.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting in like a loser on a Friday night, just
Yeah.
listening to Freaks on Friday.
Yeah. I'd say hands down, probably, I'm going to be controversial, the best DJ we have.
Oh yeah,
100%.
easy.
But, you know, Maniac was, I think everybody can relate to that time. It
Yeah.
was, hair straighteners were not a thing. It's when you ironed your hair with an actual iron going out to a club. You'd wear jeans and you'd actually cut them right up, slit them right up the side. I did. I'd my head on the bloody iron and like the top of your head would have a big kink in it because otherwise you'd burn your scalp off. So yeah, you just see flames coming out of your hair and you're like, oh, it smells like fire. That's fine. At least it's straight. But yeah, I absolutely loved those songs because they were the ones that would be playing in the likes of cricket. I went to the cricket, which was in Clontarf.
Yeah.
Anybody that knows will know. And then Wes, they played that kind of
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
So that was really like, I'd say first and second year was all about the dance music, but like the shit dance music is in, as I said, like,
Cascada.
Cascada, yeah.
So I saw my junior, so you know the junior cert night,
Yes.
results night, was in the Point, when they used to have it there.
Do you know where my junior results night was?
Go on.
On the front of a paper. Me and my friends got annihilated drunk. Literally, it was a picture of me and my friends on the front of the paper
Where
with
did
an
you go
ambulance.
for your night? Oh my God.
God, good question.
Because mine was
Was
in
it
the
the
Point.
pod?
Oh really?
I could be wrong. Yeah, anyway, can't remember.
I saw at playing at my junior cert night was Scooter.
Oh, wow. That's cheesy.
Scooter.
Yeah.
And Cascada.
But you remember the glow sticks you'd buy and everything?
Yeah.
And you'd put them in your mouth. No?
Well, I didn't put them in my mouth.
You did. And people got their tongue pierced and stuff like that. And
I
they'd
didn't
have
get
the
my
like
tongue
luminous, filth. Like disgusting. I remember having a Playboy bunny belly button piercing. Oh, it was
Jesus.
absolutely disgusting.
Were you a bit of a slut?
But I wasn't a slut though. I wouldn't let anyone do anything to me ever. Unless that's a lie. I
Unless
remember
you were annihilated
getting,
drunk.
Getting topped. Do you remember when people say, can I top you in a nightclub?
Sorry, in
And that
my
was
world,
literally-
that means something completely different.
No, it was very innocent. That's all I would
You
let
go
them
on to
do.
Grindr and ask somebody to top you, they'll go, yeah.
I know, it's changed. I was very innocent back then. But you'd be in a club and you'd literally be kissing somebody and they'd ask, can they top you? Which means, can they put their hand up your top and squeeze your tit? Outside your bra, of course. They wouldn't be getting inside the bra. And then, yeah, it was this whole kind of, it changed
Can I top you?
to, can I do
I
other
don't
stuff?
remember that.
Yeah. I mean, there was times where like you'd get kicked out of the likes of Wes because you let someone top you and they'd kick you out because you were 14 and they were like, no, we're not having children riding in this club. But this was before I did anything bold and I was very good. I remember going out with someone for 2 weeks and he asked one of my friends, why won't you let me finger her? This is a true story. This is a true story. And I was like, I don't want that, thanks. But like this was normal. You'd go to the likes of Wes and there would be literally anyone you kissed, you just let them do that. I did not. Yeah. I'd say everybody was walking around with some kind of infection.
Oh, I'd say if the Walls and Wes could talk.
Oh, stop. Absolutely vile.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that I did not. So I was slutty the way I looked, but I didn't actually let anyone do anything to
Yeah.
me.
No, that junior cert night. Actually, do you know what? That junior cert night was probably the end of my dancey phase for that point. Like, I mean, I still liked that.
Yeah.
But like, you know,
It was
Scooter and Cascada, I'm bigger and bolder and rougher and tougher and other words. Yeah, like just bopping around to that. And then
It had its moment.
It had its moment.
Yeah.
Until like the likes of like David Guetta came along, Fede Legrand.
Yes.
Put your hands up for Detroit.
Yeah.
What was the other one I just had in my head? Tiesto. When Tiesto first started coming around.
Yes.
And then actually, to be fair, you mentioned Al
Benny
Gibbs.
Benassi.
Benny Benassi.
Oh, I could forget.
But you mentioned Al Gibbs.
Yes.
He had like, you know, those oh God, what were they called? They were like the Now for dance, Euphoria.
Oh yeah.
Ibiza, whatever they were
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
He did one of those albums.
I'm sure he did, yeah. Sure he did. I just wasn't at that stage into dance music that much, that I wasn't really following Al at the time.
Yeah.
I was way more into the Rihanna and the Eminem and the
And then sort
Timbaland.
of after that, it
Justin,
was just...
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Do you remember he used to be cool? He's just not cool at all
just
anymore.
He tried too hard. God bless him.
But he was so good. Like Sexy Back. He was gorgeous. He was good. He was like really good. Like I think Timbaland was to thank for all of his success, to be honest.
Yeah,
but
to be fair.
he's just so not anything anymore.
No.
But that era, I love that type of music, have to say.
And then it just sort of, for me, then beyond that point, just became sort of anything I heard on the radio.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like I'd always go back to that time. If I was trying to like find some tunes to actually listen to.
Yeah.
I'd go back to like 2007-ish. Because they were the best. I feel now it's kind of remixes of every song just mashed together. It's kind of shit.
Like, I do regret a lot of my...
I can see you sitting there going, yeah, I shouldn't have. Look, so do I.
Particularly S Club 7.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I
not.
know.
It's not a time in my life that I'm very proud of.
Although I liked random songs that everybody slagged me over, like Len, Steal My Sunshine. Like,
Oh
I
my
listened to
God,
that
what a
so
tune.
much, and people were like, "You're
Steal
so
my
sad."
sunshine.
Or the other one, I loved them. The Butterfly song. Oh, that's gonna wreck my head.
The Butterfly song?
Yes. Do you remember the video?
No. The Butterfly song.
Yes. Who was that? Who was it? Crazy Town.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, that was so good. That was really good. And I
I'll
love the
have to
video for
Google
that.
that now.
Crazy Town, yeah. And then who else did I like? I like Sex. I want to have Sex on the Beach. Do you remember that?
I want to have sex.
I remember
on
listening
the
to
beach.
that on my 11th birthday. And that was me and my friends are doing a dance to that, like as if that was completely normal. There was just those one-off songs that were brilliant. Eiffel 65.
Last
Blue.
Ketchup.
Blue.
Yeah.
Like everybody loved
Do you
that
remember?
song.
I said, hey,
Yeah.
hey.
But that still comes out at weddings,
Yeah.
at the end of weddings.
Um.
Or Barbie. I'm a Barbie girl.
Oh God.
Oh, I loved that song.
Aqua.
Aqua,
Yeah.
yes.
But Dr. Jones.
Yeah.
Jones.
That's when I was like, no thanks. I'm good.
Dr. Jones.
Yeah. They had their moment.
Yeah.
One hit wonder.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot in that I regret.
It's okay, Daniel. Again, as we said,
But explains so much.
there was no evidence. There is
there is no
I
evidence.
wish to
No.
God that we had a video of you doing S Club in front of the stage, living your best life, but we don't have that.
No, thank God.
What was your first gig? Was S Club 7 your first gig?
No, it wasn't.
Because I was a late bloomer. I didn't go
was
to
my
a
first
gig. I didn't go to a gig until Destiny's Child in the Point.
My God, that would have been a great gig.
It was, but I was at the very back of the Point. Yeah.
I can't remember what my first gig was, but it definitely wasn't S.
Like,
Club
I mean,
7.
proper gig. As in not
Yeah.
a shitty little Irish band like Bewitched. I loved Bewitched, by the way.
Barney and Friends in the Drake, like.
Bosco.
Yeah, I can't remember actually.
Bewitched were brilliant.
Bewitched.
But they were brilliant in Ireland.
Some people say it looked like me dad.
You wouldn't want to be like, you didn't love them enough that you'd carry that through.
Did you go through the denim phase then?
Not really, no. No, I
You
wouldn't
know,
have
from
got,
C'est La Vie, the
No, like they wouldn't have inspired me. I just liked the tune.
fair.
Did you see them on the Late Late Show not that long ago?
Oh no, I missed it.
It was probably for the best.
Were they not good?
I just think it had its time, you know?
Okay,
it was
fair.
good. It was good for what it was,
Fair.
but I think leave it there.
If you're watching these on if you're watching this on YouTube, comment underneath it what your sort of tragic music trends were, or your best ones.
A lot of learning came also from American Pie, watching that movie. And the soundtrack.
A lot of learning came from American Pie.
The soundtrack from that.
Yeah.
Teenage dirtbag.
Yeah.
We were all teenage dirtbags.
Definitely.
Yes.
Well, listen, that is where we wrap things up for this week. As we mentioned, put everything down below in the comments if you're watching us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button as well. Head over to Instagram, follow us at Tragic2Pod. Click like and give us a follow and all of that sort of stuff as well. A huge thanks to Dave O'Gara from APodcastGeek for producing this episode. And we'll be back next time for more great fun.
Yes, we will. Bye.
Have a good one.